Hello, welcome to another Gundam Battle Operation 2 video. That is the new suit, the Hazel 2. And I'm going to be honest, I am not very good with this suit. I'm not very good with overboost suits in general. You know, like the DJ SER, not good. The the Act Zaku Commander type, I'm not good with that. And this suit, same thing. But it does have it. I think it's a pretty good suit. There are some flaws with it, and there are some good things about it as well. So we'll get into it. And before we start, this is another Vansa Zeta suit. So a lot of people that want more AOZ suits, well, they're going to be happy about that. And I thought this was going to be a space suit at first because of its appearances. And it might be really good in space. I haven't got a chance to try it out. I think I can tell it's going to be good, judging about how other similar suits play in space. But yeah, you can use it on the ground, and I believe the suit is supposed to be used in space because of that backpack, but oh well. But yeah, and of course, before you get started, this match is going to be with me and Taru in a quick match in Ace Mode 550. I'm using the level 1 500 suit, so we'll see how we do here. And yeah, so now I'll start with the stats of the Hazel 2. You have 16,000 health, you have 14 ballistic, and 16 beam resistance. You have 30 melee resistance. You have 8 range strength, 38 melee strength, 130 movement speed. You have 220 boost speed. You have 80 thruster gauge and 69 nice rotation or turning speed. And for slots, you have 18 close, 12 mid, and 6 long range slots. And of course, looking at this, you can already see that this thing has lower resistances, besides the melee, of course. So you definitely want to watch out, but you can buff up some of those resistances. You can make maybe more melee, maybe a little bit more beam resistance. I went for like all melee for mine, like level 5 to 1. I have went from like 38 to 70 something melee strength, and that does do some significant damage. But of course, you can use that for thruster gauge as well. Since this thing has 80 thruster gauge, easily bump that up to 100 or 90 something, right? And that's gonna be really useful for space. But yeah, so nice. Except for the low resistances. Now for your primary weapons, you have the Hazel beam rifle, which is 1,900 damage with 4 rounds, 300 range, and you can charge it. And of course, like with the Hazel beam rifle, because it is the Hazel beam rifle, every time you do a charge shot, it takes 3 rounds out of the 4. And of course, if you're down to your last 1 or 2 rounds, you're still able to charge it and shoot it. So that's nice. And of course, since this thing has 8 range, it's not going to do like insane damage. And I'm trying to figure out if the fully charged shot helps with maneuver armor breaking. It doesn't seem like it. I haven't really got a chance to test it out. If any of you guys have done this, done it where you shot the charged beam shot for the Hazel beam rifle and then use your GM rifle afterwards, let me know and see how that works for maneuver armor breaking. But yeah, next weapon here you have the Hazel 2 beam saber, which is 2,300 damage. And yeah, it does some decent damage, pretty good damage for a raid. And it's pretty fast on the downswing, just like with the regular Hazel, or Hazel custom. That's not regular. And of course, that also can be charged up for your heavy attack, but we'll get into that when we get to the skills. And oh yeah, there's something I was going to mention about it. The neutral swing is deceptively short. There's a lot of moments in this match, and trying to play this suit in other matches where I try to do my neutral swing, I think it's going to hit, and it's not even close. So be aware of that when you're trying to do your neutral swing. Now for your secondary weapons, you have the GM rifle, which is 150 damage with 18 rounds and 200 range. And it's that the GM3 powered, or GM3 power, there we go, GM3 powered GM rifle. That takes a bit to stun, so it's not super reliable unless you're fighting like a big enough suit. I definitely use this against some Nomades, and it does get you a nice stun, but of course, if you're fighting somebody who's schmooving and grooving on you in a skinnier suit, it's going to be a little bit hard to get a stun with just that, so you might want to mix it up with your beam rifle. If they have maneuver armor, then you definitely want to try that out to at least see if that can break their maneuver armor. So yeah, it's okay. And then you have the smoke grenade, which is 0 damage, 1 round, and 5 range, and you get stealth when you use it, so that's definitely nice. You can definitely do some hit and runs with that, as I've experienced, and a lot of people have experienced. And I also forgot that I had it this match. It would have been nice to see. And real fast, the aces are about to get selected. Taru's going to heavy stagger the raid. We decided to come up with a plan to get rid of the the support, and yeah, he gets heavy staggered right in time for him to get selected as ace, and he's going to die. I feel bad for that guy, but I'm going to get punished because they're all after me, and I'm going to die too. But yeah, so you get a smoke grenade, and you get the commando shield, which is not a weapon, but it is a shield, and that is 4,500 health points, and it's considered a large size shield. And finally, for skills, you have you have assault booster level 3, you have balancers, you have ambac level 2, maneuver armor level 2, force injectors level 2, melee combo controller level 2, overboost, damage control level 1, you have flight control level 2, shield break mastery, quick turn, heavy attack, radar, and back add-on buffer level 3. And I believe what counts for that buffer is just your backpack there with the... Well, it looks like they ripped a poor Draw C custom apart. With the looks like they took its shoulders off and they ripped off one of its legs and put it on this suit. That's what made me believe it was a space only suit for a second, because it looked like a space only suit, but no, it's on the ground too. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the Hazel 2, and I'm gonna start with the pros and cons here. I'm gonna start with the cons. And first of all, this seems like a pretty obvious one, is that this suit is a decent size. If you're not boosting and taking advantage of your maneuver armor, you will get stunned pretty easily, especially by those that have thicker beams. It actually doesn't even matter what beam size they have, as long as they can shoot your little tail fin there, or your backpack. So really be careful with this suit. Although I'm pretty sure for all the players that are used to playing overboost suits, I think they're going to do just fine with this suit, especially with the skills this thing has. Another con is the low resistances, which goes hand to hand with the not getting stunned with this suit because of how big it is. Yeah, you don't want to get shot at too much with this suit. Once they break your maneuver armor and they start gunning you down, yeah, you're dead. 14 ballistic resistance and 16 beam resistance. So if you don't have those buffed up, just be aware of that. So make sure you're using that stealth pretty handily. And you do have 8 range strength, so don't be getting crazy. Don't expect to be getting crazy range combos, right? You only have like 2 options. You have the beam rifle and you have the GM rifle, so nothing too crazy. Although they will help you with just decent stuff, like the Hazel beam rifle, of course, will give you 4 individual stuns, or 1 little bit larger damaging or bigger, a lot more damage with the charge shot. There we go. And another con that I should mention, because the thing has overboost, it has no dodge roll either, so you really have to be careful. For the 3rd time, I'm going to say be careful with this suit. But hey, before we get into that, mission completed, and we'll see what we got going on here real fast. Not on the board, but I am going to praise Taru and our ace. We did beat our rivals, nice. And we'll see how good we did with the suit. Yeah, 5th place, so right in the middle. But hey, I did get 5,000 individual score, which is 2nd place in that, and I did get 3rd in damage, and I did, at least get 1 kill over my deaths. So I guess I did all right. I feel like I was exactly in the middle there. So I'm fine with that. But yeah. Back to the cons and pros here. But yeah, just again, this suit has no dodge roll, so just be very, very careful. But in place of that dodge roll, you get, which we're going to the pros now, you get a lot of good skills. You have, of course, you get overboost. If you guys don't know what overboost is, whenever you fill up or whenever you overheat your thruster gauge, if you start boosting again, you'll get a few more seconds to unlimited boost. You can use that to just scurry around, or you can infinite tackle for as long as those seconds last, or you can try and get away back to safety. I've used it a few times to get more heavy stackers off or heavy attacks off. So, but whenever it does go away, you go into a leg breaking moment. It doesn't break your legs, but it acts like it does. You know, you go, oh, you fall over, right? So be careful when you're using the overboost. But along with those skills, you get, or that skill, you get damage control. So stun accumulation will take a little bit longer to stun you. And you get, of course, flight control. Level 2, you can boost in the air. You get shield break mastery, which is really good. You don't get stunned whenever your shield gets destroyed. That's nice. You have quick turn and heavy attack, which, if you guys are familiar with the Nero trainer, yeah, boost in front of somebody or boost towards somebody, they try to melee you or tackle you, yeah, just quick turn and then you can just heavy attack them. Although, with this suit, it's not like the Nero trainer's heavy attack. It has a more narrow heavy attack, so be careful. At least aim a little bit whenever you try to do it. But it does work similar to the Nero trainer. You can just walk up, do your quick turn. When you do that quick turn, however, you will take extra damage if you get shot, so just be careful when you do that. But you will tank hits if you do use it, so it's pretty good for that. And of course the heavy attack, which the heavy attack has some interesting properties to it. I believe, from what people have told me, and what it feels like, it has I think it has the fastest charge time of any heavy attack weapon in this game. So that's definitely helpful for a lot of quick moments to get a lot of damage off, right? And the heavy attack itself, the first part of it, has a lot of reach. Like you can poke somebody, surprise them with it, and then go for the rest of your heavy attack. It's really useful. And of course, that second part of the heavy attack, you boost forward while doing it. It reminds me of the Easy 8's downswing. And what's even better is that whenever you're starting to boost, you can actually cancel out of that second part of the heavy attack. So the heavy attack on the suit is quite good. It doesn't give you like super mega insane damage. Well, I mean, it's a heavy attack, so it's going to get you good damage anyway. But, you know, it does have a lot of benefits. And something else I was going to say. Maybe if I make another video, I can remember it. I know some other people are really excited for this suit because, again, like I said, they love their overboost suits. Unfortunately for me, I'm just not I'm not good enough to use these kind of suits. But I do know people who can use them really well, and I can't wait to see what they'll do with this suit because I do think it has it's not like the best raid. I think it has some pretty heavy flaws with the not having a dodge roll. Because once it gets cornered, it gets cornered. Even like to some supports, right? If the suit runs out of thruster gauge right in front of them, yeah, they're dunzos to some people. But I do think it has some merits to it. So just make sure you're using that stealth and make sure you're watching out who you attack or where you attack. You don't want to be boosting in front of the whole enemy team because you're going to say goodbye to your health. But other than that, yeah, I think it's an alright suit. I think that's going to be the end of this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe if you want. I'd really appreciate it. And, type up in the comment section how you feel about the suit. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Again, I'm not too big of a fan of the Advanced Zeta designs. I do see why people like them. This suit looks pretty weird, though. Again, looks like they just dismembered a poor Draw C and used it to make the backpack of this suit. But I am very curious to see how this suit would work in space. Because it does have 80 thruster gauge, it has the maneuver armor. Typically, a lot of the overboost suits work really well in space. Like I've seen people do wonders with the DeJ SER in space. I actually haven't seen, is the Aqua Commander usable in space? I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen it in space. But I guess I'm just going off the DeJ SER at the moment. But I'd love to see this thing in space. I think it can do quite well. But the heavy attack, it hits a little bit narrow, so you have to be careful when using it. I do think it's an alright, maybe a bit more than alright. I think it's a pretty good suit. Although I feel like some people that already have the Nero trainer, I think they might prefer having that dodge roll. Which, of course, it might be just up to you if you want the benefits of one suit or another, right? But, yeah, that's going to be it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.